How do I fit this in a format? Hello, my people. Hello. So I'm live. I'm trying to tune this camera. I think I'm supposed to tune it like this. There we go. Oh, hello, people. Oh, that bugger looks. Let me just do this. Hello, my friends. Hello, guys. So I decided to go live. Hello, people. Yes. Um. So I am live, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'd really love it. Trying to like it. I am live. I've come briefly to discuss why one needs a YouTube channel at this day and era. You may ask, why do I have to start a YouTube channel? I don't know why my spectacles are reflecting. I can't even try to chat without. But yes, why do we need a YouTube channel? For example, the reason we need a YouTube channel in this day and era, one is because we realize with the current developments that we are having in the world, it becomes very important to becomes quite important to at least keep updated. So that is why briefly discussing why we need a YouTube channel and to advise someone like what can you do to set up a YouTube channel. Hope I'm audible, but so that is it. So it's important with this day and era, for example, you have an area that interests you, make sure you can get like a YouTube channel or a platform and then share with the world. Personally, I'm passionate about religious issues. I'm passionate about traveling and seeing different sites. I'm passionate about human development issues. Like a powerful issue I like and I support I pitch here. It's usually on matters of economic empowerment. Like how can I be financially stable? Welcome. I've seen someone following me. Thank you. I see someone there. Habari. Welcome. Welcome. Um, I'm really happy you're following. So the the key so just is that is it. The key is mostly first and foremost make sure you first and foremost make sure you for example whatever you're passionate about, air it out. I was talking key issues. I think I can remove my spectacles. It's much better that because of the reflections of the light. The key issues one is, and I was talking about like a financial breakthrough. How can you make it financially? Like and the key thing is just managing that little amount you have, the little amount of part you have, manage it and still work out. If you have 10 shillings, out of that 10 shillings, what you do, US is just 7 shillings. Then out of the 7 shillings, then remains three 1 shilling you give it if you're a Christian as a tithe, or if you're a person of faith, if you're Muslim or a Hindu or somebody of faith, you give it one shilling, give it as a tithe or as a zakah. Then another shilling, save it in a circle. It's usually very helpful. You save it in a circle. Then the other shilling will invest it. I'm briefly talking about how you manage how to get a breakthrough, for example, in matters financially. It starts with the little amount you have. If you have 10 shillings, that 10 shillings, if you manage it, then you're able to get a breakthrough automatically. That is it. So 10 shillings, make sure you just use 7 shillings. Then the remaining three, one give it away. 1 shilling you give it away. Another shilling you reinvent into to what made you make that 10 shillings. And then the final one, what you do with it is that open a circle and invest in it. And a case in point, for example, let me talk from a Christian background, why we give, the concept of giving, why you give that away. In order to receive, you have to give. In order to receive, for example, wisdom, you have to give that to share with someone. The more you share, the more you also receive back. So when it comes to finances, and I'll borrow from the Christian perspective, you remember there's a lady that Jesus found in the temple. There's this poor widow who people are giving out money, but then this lady was very poor, but she went and gave, I think, 3 silver coins. And Jesus said that woman had given the most. Not even those who are giving millions or not millions, but Jesus said that lady had given the most. And you ask yourself, I thought, and then when that parable ends, Jesus never told that lady, please go back and get those coins that you've given because I know you're poor. No, Jesus never told that lady to go and get those coins back. Ask yourself why. Because giving is a responsibility for all of us. And in order, for example, to love any person you like, give them. If you give someone, you tend to love them more. I'll give an example. Why do you think, and do you wonder why parents, between the love of a parent and a child, parents tend to love the child more than the child loves the parent? And then at times you find the resentment even in children. It's because what happens is that the parents, by giving to the child, they automatically get that bond. And because now the child is not giving back, they feel that element of guilt. But that's why you find that they tend to love. So if you give, for example, to the church, or if you give to a poor person, you tend to also begin to love and care for people. I recall back then, I recall this when I was learning this concept of giving. There's a speaker who came and said that if you're very generous person, learn, just start giving. If you start giving, for example, give that 1%. Like I said, 1% is quite small. Like if it, no, give the, we call it 10%. That is, if you have 10 shillings, give 1 shilling away, and that is equivalent to 10% of that amount. Okay, so when you give it away, you'll automatically start getting something referred to as a generosity. And I think I had a Muslim friend of mine who told me that if you are suffering a lot, if you suffering financially, you really struggling, you do not have any coin, you see that last amount you have, go give it away. Like you have, this is the last 100 shillings I have, give it away, and something miraculous will happen. Yeah, so this is the concept of giving. I'm speaking generally to contemporary issues that I find very interesting, and you'll find covered in my channel. Thank you so much, Dave. I've seen some there. I really appreciate your presence here. Continue, guys, supporting this work. You can like and remember to subscribe to the channel. You'll find it there. Make sure you subscribe and also support other YouTubers. So the key, and I'll repeat from my first, let me just try to summarize again what I had said in case of someone who just stepped in. I was talking of why do you need a YouTube channel? And my key, the key is this. Like I had said earlier, one is to give your views. Secondly is to have that voice that you have also be listened to. Remember, initially we only had very few avenues for expressing your opinions. But today, thanks to technology, anybody can now go live, can create a channel and air that, because everybody has a very unique view in their mind. Something interesting also, you realize that your fingerprint is very different from anyone else. You only have one fingerprint. That fingerprint no one else has in the world. Ask yourself why. Why you can ask yourself, why is that the case? The case is because that shows that we are all very we are individuals who have a unique identity, and our uniqueness is what we, like, for example, in a YouTube channel you can subscribe, you can express here, because everybody has a very unique view of things. And I believe that me being here, I can at least inspire someone with one or two words that I hope are quite inspirational to someone. Yes. So that is the key is that actually the key is for all of us to try and not sort of mute our voice. I'll go back to the concept of giving, for example, and I have noticed recently there is a trend that is challenging people giving. Like, for example, if you go to church, I give. I'll say this, and again, I'll say it. We need to support the work. We're lucky now we believe, for example, for those of us who are Christians or people of faith, people who believe in God, we're lucky we have it. But you realize that those people who do that, like, for example, the church, the mosque, the church, the places of worship, they need maintenance. So what this is what okay, the contributions really help, and also giving, like I said, and I'll repeat again, giving is very important, and it actually like transforms someone. In order to receive, you have to give, and the more you give, the more you receive. You remember there's a verse, I don't know why it is in the Bible, but it says like if you give to God, He'll give you back a lot, double portion. No, okay, one I know of it is Malachi 3:10. It says, "Bring the full amount of the temple, then dare me." Okay, so you do not even have to be a believer, because I'm sure there are a lot of people who follow me who are not into believing, or they're not into all that stuff. But one thing I'll say, okay, they're not into faith, and I am not trying to trivialize faith or trying to trivialize people who do not have it, people who may be atheists or people who do not have faith. It is okay, actually. Like, these are personal matters that I believe one is supposed to just process as they come. Oh, Ligong, speak English. I am speaking English. Thank you so much for that comment. I'm speaking English. I hope I'm audible enough. I am, yes, thank you. Thank you so much for the comment. I really appreciate. Thank you so much. What I'm saying is this: that I was trying to elaborate the concept of giving, whether in a religious perspective or even generally speaking. Whether you are religious or not, you need to give. And giving doesn't necessarily mean like financial. You can even give a word of advice, give a word of encouragement, support people. By support, for example, the few guys who are here, okay, and the many who are joining and living, and I understand that I really welcome everyone who is here. What you're doing is also an element of giving, because you're giving your time, you're giving your opportunity, and I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. So when you give, you'll receive back. But don't, in the back of your mind, give you that elements. Because I said, like, for example, you have a team of friends, you say, I'll support that friend, but they have to support me back. That is not supporting. You just support unconditional and leave it at that. When your time comes, you will surprisingly also find people will come and stand with you. Yes, it happens, they'll stand with you. So, and I give a parable, I borrowed from the Bible. Then I say that woman who came to give, when she gave, but then Jesus says she gave the most. Because if you look at those silver coins and what she had, that was, for example, her entire wealth. So, but Jesus never told her to take back that coin. Meaning, when you give, actually, the person who benefits by giving is yourself. But you also have to be careful also not to overdo it again, because you get that fatigue and guilt and start feeling awkward. But that is, I said, like, just literally just manage that and you'll be surprised how to manage 10 shillings. It's a concept I like repeating, because I didn't come up with it. I found it from a powerful speaker. I think it was a conference speaker. It's called Jim Rohn. If you go online, you just Google him, Jim Rohn, and he has wonderful, wonderful concepts. Very powerful concepts. Uh, very, very powerful concepts, and they are really helpful. Giving Giving is quite wonderful. If you haven't done it, please try it. And but also it's also keen to know who you're giving also. Yes, that apparently I learned it in the book. There's a book in the Bible, especially the Catholic Bible, called the Sirach. Sirach. If you haven't read that book, I would recommend it. Go look at the Catholic Bible, or even you can Google the book of Sirach and go through it. It's a wonderful book. It tells you actually, like, also be careful when you're giving and who you give, and how to deal, for example, with another interesting concept also is about the enemy. I think with the modern age, you are trying to say that you don't have an enemy. But notice Jesus said, love your enemy. And ask yourself, why would you love your enemy? Why didn't he say, Jesus, make all your enemies your friends? Why didn't he say that? You see, because in the modern day era, we are trying to be liked by everyone. You want everyone to support your ideas. For example, somebody comes online and criticizes your work, then you start feeling very horrible. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? Not everyone will like your work. Just as you also don't like everything about someone. I can come look at things, for example, you can listen to a particular song. Somebody really likes it, but others don't. Okay, the name of the book is Sirach. Sirach. Sirach is hi, hello, Phantoms Murims 55723. Welcome. Yes, hello. So the name of the book I'm recommending is Sirach. Sirach. Yes, Sirach. I don't know if I can try to type it. Let me try to type it and see what I can. No, I don't think no, I've actually type it. Yeah, it's my second time being live. I'm learning slowly, but it's called Sirach. Oh my goodness, that book is powerful. It's actually like like the Proverbs. It's similar to that, and it has powerful concepts that will really surprise you. Yes, if you go through it, it will really surprise you. So, Sirach, I'll make sure after I finish, I'll type there. Spell it. Sirach. Sirach is let me try to spell it. S-R, Sirach. S-R-I-C-H. Sirach. S. Okay, I'm trying to remember it. Let me look for a pen and write down some. I'm trying to look for a pen and see. Just hold on there, just a minute. I'm coming and Sirach. So let me see how it spells. Okay, let me close this door. So Sirach, okay, I'm back. Yes, okay. Let me spell Sirach for you. Sirach. No good. So Sirach, the spelling of Sirach is S-I-R-A-C-H. Sirach. Yeah. So S-I-R-A-C-H. That is the spelling of Sirach. And Sirach is an interesting book. So Sirach, I hope Deng Gong. Sirach is spelled as S-I-R-A-C-H. You can actually look at it online or even Google it. It's a powerful book. Go read it, and it's about giving. Telling you just need to be very careful that even if you're giving, know who you're giving, and ideally, whether you're a believer or not, make sure you just read it. It'll help you a lot. So the concept of giving really is helpful. I have, and also something interesting. Also, it may drain you also because giving also takes a lot of energy. But and so it's good when you give. Also, make sure you also at times also like sort of rest. Try to also keep reading. Be with people who motivate you. But giving is very important. And I started with an example of money. If you have 10 shillings, after 10 shillings, just use 7 shillings. The 3 shillings are not yours. One is you give it away. You can give it as a form of tithe in the church or zakah, or the way you give it in a mosque, give it, or you can even look for someone who's suffering and give it to them, but it is not yours, give it. The other one, you put it in a circle or an investment group. Then the remaining one, start something that will give you a resource, that will give you an extra earning from like so that you can have an extra source of earning. Actually, and I repeat, yeah, it's something we all struggle with, but it is very helpful because you noticed, especially with um, the developments in life and the way things are, there are times when you can lose your source of income, and it helps if you have an alternative. This is an advice my dad used to give me, and I struggle to put it in practice, and I hope I will. He told me this that don't rely on only one source of income. Please don't do it because it's very risky. Something can happen, and then you no longer have it. So that's why I even opened, like, for example, YouTube. I'm hoping once I'm monetized, I'm meant to be monetized, but I'm hoping once I'm monetized, I'm able to earn from this. And if I'm able to earn, this will be an extra also form source of income. And it's interesting because I'll earn as I also try to educate people and try to share my passions. Because go look at my different videos and you'll notice I'm I record wherever I am, and the few experiences they happen. It's amazing. They are wonderful videos. Make sure, guys, if you have not subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe already and share it. Yes, yes, it's like that. Sirac is spelled like that. Yes, Sirach. Yes, Sirac. Look for that book. I highly recommend it and go read it. Yes, so guys, make sure you and share this live, guys. Share, it will be very helpful. I would really appreciate it. So I'm saying also have summary as I go along. I said one, the concept of giving. First, no, why one. The theme is simple. Why you open why you need a YouTube channel, and I said it's very simple. Actually, to open is free, and the time will come when for you to open a YouTube channel, it will not be free, guys. And I know it's so. If you haven't opened a YouTube channel, kindly make sure you open. Don't worry where you'll get the material. Just open and start. My dad, who is already monetized, advised me, and he is not a young man. He is not young in all the standards, but and he started his YouTube channel, and today he is monetized. Unfortunately, he has not been live here for quite some time. He has actually been almost 2 months because he fell ill, but with the grace of God, he's recovering very well. He's really recovering very well. I know it's a testimony even for us. He suffered, his health suffered in December, mid-December, and now he's recovering. Yes. Now, so he's the one who inspired me to start YouTube, and I have seen it's quite important because you are even able to have a different perspective of different things wherever you are. It's really helpful. So if you haven't started YouTube, please make sure you start. Yes, and thank you so much for those who are commenting and keep liking it. Yes, trying to capture my thoughts. Like I said, the first, why it's important to start a YouTube channel. You're able to share your ideas. Second, because we are all unique in our own different ways. Literally speaking, we are all unique. And I'll give an analogy. You remember like the different, for example, I like using the Bible because that's what I have read most of the time. Uh, if you have had looked at the Old Testament, the times of when people would prepare altars, they were not supposed to prepare altars with similar stones, but with different stones. That represents our differences. Like people are not the same. If, for example, you even ask somebody what do you like, people like different things, and doesn't mean because, for example, I don't like this particular song, it's bad. No, it's just it's not my like. Look at if you go to a playlist of somebody, people have different songs. For example, I have this path. Some people like secular songs, others like gospel songs. Even within the secular songs, there are different people like rock, I think soul, classic, bongo, those different categories of music. And it doesn't mean the music are wrong or something. People have the different preferences. So the key, and it's important for us, for all of us to note, is that let us appreciate the differences. And because you got gabagol. What is gabagol? Oh, I hope you describe it a little bit. I don't understand what that is. Please explain it a little. I would love to understand what it is. Yes. Gabagol, I'd love to explain it. Please, I don't understand what gabagol is. But thank you so much. Welcome at Vandeli11. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for being here. Yes, I don't understand. Please try to explain what that is. I would love to understand what that is. Yes, and have your voice being heard. It's important. So I'll still again emphasize on the essence of giving. And the reason also emphasize on the essence of giving, I have noticed the world is changing and I don't understand. And I welcome it because I know change is important. But we are becoming a bit more individualistic. You notice even, for example, when you're walking and then a car breaks down, people even who come to support someone to push that car, they ask for money. Like you have to give me coins to support you. Otherwise, we will leave you stranded in the middle of the road. I'm like, seriously, guys. Somebody have a heavy road and they just want, for example, just literally place it into a car or even place it somewhere. People just stare at them. I'm like, I'm not going to assist you unless you pay me. I to such an extent, even moving houses, neighbors can't even come to assist you to carry the luggage down. They're like, you go look for people to come and you pay them. You see, and I understand, of course, that is wonderful. There are people who do that job and it is wonderful. But my key thing is the element of assisting. Let us just help, and that is like an element of giving. You don't even have to acquaint it with money. Trust me. Today I was coming out from work. I met this wonderful. I think he's and I would have told him actually to subscribe. I'll look for his number and tell him to subscribe to my channel. I'll leave you here. I know you get to hear this. We were speaking, and he's an electrician. And there, what caught my attention was we were sharing. It's called carpooling. We were carpooling, so in that car, we were sharing different of us. And what got my interest was he received a call from a business. I think someone who needed his house repaired. I think he has a plot and needed it repaired electrically to have some electric work done. But guess what? He was alone. Apparently, he also had another job. So he called, when he was still there, he called someone else and told them, please, there's a client of mine who is calling because I'll not be available. Please go to that job. And I'm like, wow, that caught my mind. Like, sort of, that grasped me. People are struggling here saying there's no job, there's no job. But there is this particular individual who even have an extra, so much job that he can't even attend to it at once, so he has to look for a colleague of his. And I asked him an interesting question. How comes? No, I actually first took his number and told him there's someone I know, a friend of mine, Patrick, who is struggling also to look for a job. He's in between jobs, and he said if I find anything, he can do it. So I told him, please, no, this is a electrician. Take my number. I can offer this friend of mine can come to work for you, even if he's not necessarily an electrician, but he can come. Tunaitanga watu wa mkono, ama people who come to support. There are people who come to support you. You got okay. There are people who come to support you. Yes. So the people who come to support you, we call them here like mtu wa mkono. I don't know how it's in English. If you know, please type it there. So when these people come and they get paid, but they're not paid as that of the profession. So that is what I told this guy. And this guy asked me a question that really struck me also. He asked me, is your friend reliable? And I'm like, oh, interesting. So the soul reliability is also an issue, not only just a person. And may seem so obvious, but apparently it's quite important also. Because I remember even when he was in that call, he was calling the friend he was sent, like, please make sure you go. And also sort of we struck a conversation, and he also said that an electrician, for example, accesses the entire house. And he gave me an example that he went in the rural side, one of his clients, to repair, to install electricity in a house in the rural side. And the owner of that house trusted him to such an extent that after he had finished, he said, don't give that key to my mother or someone. Please hide it somewhere. That is how much trust one needs to, for example, work as an electrician. And because he did it so well, he told me that his job now is through the referral system. Like once someone finds your work is good, they refer you to someone else, and then someone else refers you to someone else. So that is it. The element of welcome, guys. I'm really happy that I see people following up there. Thank you so much. Welcome again. I'm just I'm speaking very important issues, and the key thing is encouraging and justifying why one needs a YouTube channel. I never knew at first. I never thought it was important. Trust me, but now I have seen it, and if you haven't opened it, please make sure you do, and please subscribe. Also, remember to subscribe and share this live. Share and subscribe. Yes. So that friend of mine, and so that was a form of network, and I believe it was sort of a networking opportunity for me, and I'm really grateful for that. And I hope my friend will get a job to do that. But so that is the element of reliability. But guess also again is this concept of giving. I give my attention to him, and through giving the attention to that friend of mine, I was able to get to get that information, and now hopefully my friend will get work. Something also interesting my dad told me. I know someone may not like this, but he told me when you're in a car, don't go wearing earphones or earphones. Just listen, look around, and it might help. And like you might even learn new things. You might see new opportunities you never thought existed, but you just confine to your phone and earphones. You may miss a lot. I know that is counterintuitive in the sense that I would really like you guys to be confined to this phone and listen to me. But after you've done that, make sure like you don't spend all your time like confined to it, but make sure even when you're moving around, like when you're in a car, try and just look around. And he gave me this example, which I never thought it before. You remember the biblical story of Abraham, when Abraham was about to sacrifice Isaac. Let's most of us are familiar. We are not. Please go check it. It's in the Bible. I believe it's in no, I'll confirm the book. yet. But the key thing is this: when Abraham was going to sacrifice Isaac, his only son. You remember he didn't have sons before, but God gives him this own son. Now he had got another son called Ishmael. When Sarah, his wife, gave Hagar the servants to him, so that's okay. So they got that child. Yes, that one I understand. They did, but that is Ishmael. But he eventually got his own son, who is called Isaac. And he was so precious because you remember this was the man doesn't have anyone to inherit. But then God tells him to sacrifice his son. And then he goes, this is like a bear going to sacrifice. So and even Isaac was surprised. We are going to sacrifice, but where is the goat? And he's like, okay, just go sacrifice. So he went, but shortly just before he sort of how do you call it, like stubble, like sort of sacrifice him. You know, Benjamin Wakisu do, like when he's going to essentially kill him, but we call it in a polite language, sacrifice him. God, I think an angel God told him stop, and he stopped and he just look around. And when he looked, he found a goat. Trust me, when he looked on the side. So how many times of us do we look on the side? Do you like, you're here, you just want there. We're saying like, economy is hard, but you're just there. But have you tried to look the other side? I studied this course, for example, but have you tried to look for another course you never studied? Just an opportunity. That's when I'll come back to it. But let me go back to this now. So that is where my dad alluded it to. He said that had that Abraham looked in the side when he got that he was told to look, he could have killed the son and the goat was there for the sacrifice. So he said, meaning, as much as, for example, we are online and we are listening to things, make sure you're also, for example, if you're in a public space, don't be stuck so much on your phone. Put it in your pocket and listen. You never know what you may learn. You might get the answer to that long opportunity that you have always dreamt of. That is the essence of it. Look around. And I've given you that very concrete example of Abraham and Isaac. When he looked around, he was able to see that God stuck in a bush, and that's why he sacrificed. So probably our opportunities are stuck in a bush somewhere. But because you always think it's this way, you have never tried to turn aside. My dad also continued to give me an example, and I use him a lot because he really have inspired me. And he has a channel of his own. Yes, it's Frederick Domo. You can search on Yubal and make sure you follow him. And remember him in your press, guys. He is unwell, but he's improving quite well anyway. And he's as soon as she has a story, I'll not break it for him, but he'll recover. So he's told me that. He told me when, for example, if you go to a new place, how do you start a business? First, look at what is there. If you see several businesses, then that means that business has customers. So you can even start by that business. Yes, so simple. Umepata kinyozi, you find several kinyozi. That means if you put a kinyozi, you also get a customer there. That's how you start. And then from there you come up with something quite unique. But you get these opportunities by looking. Because it told me just keep looking. Like when you're in a car, don't just be stuck on your phone, just on your phone, earphones, listening to your music. The best way to listen to that music, listen to it when you get to your house, no problem, with the earphones and everything else. But when you're in the car, look out, just look out. I know at first it's very uncomfortable. I remember I tried it and it took me some time. It was really uncomfortable for me looking around because I was used to just when I go to the car, just take a phone and look for movies, watch movies or programs or listen to things. So I was perpetually on my earphones until that day when I stood up and I'm like, wow. When I started looking, then I could gradually see these opportunities, and then I remember. Then I dropped when I started. My dad again, he inspired me to start a YouTube channel. When I started, it was already like, what will I putting there? And he's like, don't worry, you start. And I can tell you, I am really sure that the opportunities that I've got. I have gotten to travel through the mercies, the graces of God. I have gotten to fly, like to go with an airplane, and okay, yes. Oh, you're asking out of question. Where do we come from? I come from Fidel Sahabo. Welcome. I am James. Please also remember to subscribe. I'm James. I'm from Kenya, Nairobi, Kenya. I come from Nairobi, Kenya. Yes, I'm Kenyan. I'm from Nairobi, and I'm really happy you're here. Yes, I'm from Nairobi. Yes, I come from Nairobi. You did ask. it's a person that's where I come from. I'm from Nairobi, Kenya. So I'm saying when I learned to ensure that I remain present in situations that I am, it has really transformed me. It has changed. It was not easy. It's something. It's also work in progress because it's also something that when you're between people, you just want to exclude yourself. But just guys, let me just come a little bit. Acha nichukue nini? Oh, yes, I'm back. Um, guys, I'm noticing that the light is almost off. Well, the ring light, but I hope it will not be for a long time. Guys, I'm coming. Just hold on a little bit. Mom, mom. Hello guys, I'm still here. Sorry, I had gone to look for charging because I noticed my my laptop is almost off. Thank you for hanging on out there, guys. I'm coming. Um, yes, finally it's charging. Yes. Oh, you did ask. Oh, Bruce Melody. Blues Melody. Oh my, I don't know that artist, but I know one from Rwanda called. Called there's this famous Rwandan artist. Um, the name is disappearing, but we have this famous Rwandan artist. I forget the name, but yeah, I see them. Yes, but I don't know Bruce Melody. But thank you. I'll make sure I'll try to look around and find out who Bruce Melody is. But sounds like a wonderful artist. Akela Gobeli, welcome. Fidelis, welcome. Akela Bolin, welcome. Yes, welcome, welcome. Every review is varied, it is important. Yes, like I was saying, I had thank you very me had stepped out because I was looking for power. It's just a concept of giving. Learn when you learn to give makes a lot of difference. This makes a lot of difference in all of us, and it helps us. I know people may find people have different opinions, and it is okay. Like every opinion is varied because people view from their own perspective, and we tend to say that what you have is what you give out. And I'm one of the few persons who believe that there was wonderful and a lot of good in the world. There's a lot of good in the world, and remember, guys, to subscribe if you haven't subscribed to this channel and refer to your friends and share that live. It will be helpful. And let us support each other. And if you need my support, just tell me. I'll make sure you also subscribe to the channel if you're an upcoming YouTuber or even if you're established. Yes. So my key theme, I'll still rotate on those concepts on of elements of giving, and giving really helps. And then like no. I'll go back now to what I was actually saying. The key thing I was saying, like you remember, for example, if you're always on your phone, you tend to have you may find a lot of you may miss a lot of things. And for you to learn something new, you also have to have a new experience. I remember and I recall something else, also some other wisdom, some other wisdom my dad also shared with me, and it has also really helped me. Oh, I'm sorry, someone has dropped some praise down there. I hope she's okay. We're with my mom, she's downstairs, and I have had things falling. I hope she's okay. I trust she is. I'll go ask. I'll ask her later. No. So what I'm saying is this: another concept that I learned that has really helped me is it's like when you go to somebody's house, don't put your own music. Allow them to put whatever music they like, and then you're able to learn new genes or category of music. What we do most of the time is that, and I'm a victim of it, and I like literally I think I'm like victim of it. When I come to your device, I want to play the music that I like, not what you like. Yet the device is yours. So the key thing is this: learn to um learn to um yes, so learn to okay, I said learn to also learn from other people, and it's not necessarily easy, but it really helps. And listening, you learn from people and you learn new things you never even thought existed, and usually that happens when you just sit back and listen to them. People tend to have an interesting form of wisdom. I can assure you people have, and it is really helpful, but you can only learn when you listen to them. So when you go to somebody's house, let them put the music that they play. Don't select your playlist, let them select their playlist and then listen to it. You may not like it, but just listen to it. Slowly you might learn a new song that you've never even learned, a new sort of music you never knew. Because for you to discover new things, you also have to do new things. So when you go to somebody's house, or if you enter into somebody's car, my advice is this: don't put your music. Don't tell them what music to put. You just listen to them and follow what they are, follow what they are, uh, follow what they are listening to, and then you like a lot. It is really helpful. I hope if you have a question, you can ask anytime. And I'm sharing some statements of wisdom that are really helpful to me, and I've seen them work. Yes, there's this famous saying in Africa. I can say, um, how do you call it? It's that Kikuyu saying that if you have not traveled a lot, you think your mom is the best cook. Yes, it's interesting. If you have never traveled a lot, you always think and imagine your mom is the best cook. Until you taste that food and you're like, whoa. But in order for you to taste the food, you have to welcome new experiences. And by virtue of welcoming new experiences, there is a risk also of learning the wrong things. And for example, you can listen to music that offends you. But in the process of learning new things, you can also find a music that excites you. Yes, so that is it. It's important that we get that. I hope if you get a question, guys, feel free to drop. I'm just sharing stipends. I'm sharing very wonderful and very informative stipends of wisdom, informed by the general life, from the scriptures, or even from friends. And now that reminds me, today in the afternoon, I shared with a couple of a friend of mine uh, who was telling me the concept of love. Again, not the love with everything, but like real love. And really love is enduring. Like you have to endure. We tend to, we for example, find people in careers and we're like, wow, how did you make it in that career? But you don't know what we stood behind the scene because we just see the grammar of it all. It's like, for example, if I find someone working in a high end in a hotel, you're like, wow, you're lucky you get with all this food. But you have no idea how, for example, difficult it is to deal with all these people, to serve, to cook, to prepare the menu, and it's so hectic. But we see the grammar side. We just see them, for example, the chef just serving that particular food, but you have no idea how the processes of preparing. Meaning, perseverance is quite important. Once you decide what it is you want to do, persevere, welcome some uncomfortable experiences, and do it all you'll get to what you really wanted. Yes. And in fact, I welcome YouTube so much because now we are able to see the sides that we never got to see before. For example, of how people struggle, how people suffer, the processes people go through, unedited versions. For example, when you look at our people different lives and activities, yes, we are able to see to notice very different perspectives and views. Another thing then I'll add, I think today is by sharing some. Okay, I went to mass today and the preacher was reading the parable of the sower, the parable of the sower. Remember where they say that the seed is word of God, and the field apparently is different people. He said that one had the seed was sown, they had thorns, others were stones, others on the footpath, then finally it fell on a fertile soil. But that was a very interesting concept, and he said that we are the source ourselves. Like, and I was giving an example. For example, whatever it is you like doing, for example, you're gifted. Do you discriminate how you treat people, or are you equal with everyone in how you handle them, in your kindness? Are you kind to specific people, or you're kind to every kind of a person? When you decide, for example, to help, do you only help people who you think you'll extract benefits from, or do you help everybody in generally? So it's important, and he emphasized that it is important for us. Like, decide you just be good by you'll be kind to people, whether they are kind or unkind. It's up to them, not you. If you are to help people, or you are, for example, to share a word or something, you share with everyone. Not a, um, well, I think it's getting a bit late. I need to rest, but I'll try to at least strive to 1 hour. Just I'll strive to make sure at least I'm live for 1 hour. Yes, I was saying, okay, the concept of sharing that, no, and I repeated, and I think that is the element of sowing. The sower was willing to even sow, even when it had the seed went to a stone, person with a stone, and the stone nothing would grow, but they did it anyway. Meaning, like I was saying, be kind to people, whether they are people who are kind or not. That is not up to you. Yours is to be kind. How they respond, that is to them, not you. And it reminds me also of another concept, very important. You remember there's also this rich guy who came to Jesus and said that, good master, you are so good. Uh, and Jesus corrected him and said, no one is good except God. And that surprised me. No one is good except God. So, in essence, that goodness is not achieved by what you do, but by who you are. Okay? Because somebody can come and do something interesting too, but they're not necessarily good. They're just trying to bribe you or to just sort of influence you to do whatever it is they want. Versus somebody can come and say, for example, you ask a request, they say no, and you think this person is bad and everything else, but because that is their stand. So the question is, decide I'll be kind to people. So even when I come and appear tough to you and say no and appear a bit harsh, trust you me, it's coming from a place of kindness. Because you decide to be who you are, and then once you are who you are, guided with specific principles. So irrespective of the situation, you will act according to the principles. And for example, if you're a Christian, biblical principles will assist you, like principles of being kind, welcome the stranger, don't discriminate people, don't hate, and with those concepts, you may discriminate someone, not necessarily discriminate, but you may say no to someone, and you may say no, I'm not do this, and somebody may think, what is wrong with you? You're being rude, but no. Had they studied you a little bit more, they'll realize, wait a minute, this is the start of this particular person. They are usually this kind. It's just a standard they have. But if you try to please everyone, trust me, you can't. You can't please everyone. There are things you do, some people like it, others hate it, and it is the same thing that you're doing, for example, and people, the same person likes it, another hates it. So it's good to just have a standard, and your standard could be kindness deep down your heart, kindness, because Jesus said that no one is good except God. Meaning we all have our own areas we are working with, very different areas that we're trying to work with. Yes. And in those different areas that we're trying to work with, you see, the different areas that we're trying to work with, they need to be just be guided, like in your own. Let me just remove this from the different areas you're working with. Just be you, and notice there are people who not like you. That is the key. Some of the people who not like you, and those people who not like you, it's okay. You are also like the people who do not like me, and the people I also don't like. Did they do bad to me? No, I just don't like them, and it is natural. Do I? Does that mean that I'm rude to them? No. Does that mean that I can't talk to them? No, I will talk to them. I will be kind and I will be courteous. But deep down, they are not necessarily someone you'd hang out with. But you because of necessarily you're kind, you're courteous to people. The same case, there are people who do not find me courteous. There are people who do not find me very tolerable. There are people who, for example, when they see me, they're like, oh, they have a bad experience and they want to run away. But they probably just stay with me. They are kind to me, and that is the secret of it all. That is the key secret. And let me actually try to stay with you. That is the secret of it all. Okay? That is the secret of it. That is the secret of it. That is the secret of it. To realize that, and I think this is what Jesus actually captured. Said, pray for your enemies. Those are what could be considered enemies. People who do not necessarily like you. So you have an enemy, and I have an enemy, and you also have an enemy. And I remember Pope Francis said that pray for your enemies, because you are also an enemy to someone. So if you all pray for enemies, it means someone is praying for you, and also you're praying for them. Yes, it happens a lot. Trust me. And like yes, once you realize that, it's sort of like golden in a way. It's a golden. It's golden to understand that not everyone will like you, not everyone will like me, and it is okay. People have an option of not liking me, and I have an option of not like them. But the key is this: treat everyone with kindness anyway. Even if they don't like you, be kind to them anyway. Treat everyone with kindness. And share your perspective. Keep peace. If it doesn't maintain peace, just withhold it. And then remember what love is. I said love, endure, suffer strong. Like it's just bear with the situations. Don't argue with people. Have peace. And realize that the only thing you can get, nobody can give you everything. The only thing you can get is from God. God is the one who fills us with this. We said, Bishop Baron, I think you can find him online here. Online somewhere, you go look, he's quite famous speaker. He said the fruit of silence. He was trying to describe that the importance of silence. Like, wow, if you're silent, you're able to get certain things. And one key thing you get is an element of peace. Also, just for peace, the soul fight God when you that in the moment of silence. And when you fight Him, He'll give you a lot of love. And when you get this love, you're able to get the energy to serve people. And when you serve people, you also find happiness. It's a mixture of so many things I'm saying. All in all, my key topic was why a YouTube one needs to have a YouTube channel. Yes, all these are explained in different categories, but my theme was why one needs to have a YouTube channel. We all need it. It is very important to have a YouTube channel. It will be helpful, and it will help you help other people, because what we have is very different perspectives in any situations you want. I love, for example, traveling. I love religious stuff. I love traveling. I love exploring. I love seeing new things. And out of all these things, then I love wisdom, be it from whatever religion or non-religious people. Because I know there are people who are atheists who follow me, there are people who are Muslims who follow me, there are people who are from, I think we call them Hindu, people who are traditionalists, very many different people. And I welcome everyone, and I'm welcome to learn from everyone, because like I said, trust me, if you sit down with anyone and just listen to them, you'll get a lot. And we try to be getting out of our phones at times and just staring around, looking around, you might find something that will surprise you. Just learn to get out of our phones and just look around. And all this wisdom is something that I found. So guys, please remember to subscribe. I would really appreciate, just hit the subscription button. It will be really helpful for me for this work that we're doing. And I'm really grateful. Asante sana. Thank you so much. I'll now get off now, but I'm really grateful and nimeshukuru sana. It has been wonderful. It has been wonderful. Yes. Bye. I'll make sure tomorrow or the other day I'll come live briefly. Yes. Bye.